Golden State Warriors have made a good trade for Dennis Schroeder this weekend. And the reason I think this is a great move is because the Golden State Warriors didn't give up any rotation players. They didn't give up anybody important. And for the most part, they didn't give up any talent. They gave up De'Anthony Melton, who was injured with an ACL. He'll be out the whole season. And they also gave away 3 second-round picks. And it's obvious that this Golden State Warriors is in win-now mode right now. They don't want any second-round picks right now. Like, those second-round picks don't mean anything. They're not going to help Steph Curry win a championship right now or in the foreseeable future. So that makes sense for the Golden State Warriors, and it also makes a lot of sense for the Brooklyn Nets because this is a franchise that's trying to rebuild, but Dennis Schroeder has been a great lead guard for them, and this team has actually been winning too many games. Like, Dennis Schroeder got them winning a lot of games. They're 10-15 right now. I think they're like the 10th seed right now in the East. So I'm pretty sure the Brooklyn Nets would like to lose a lot of games this season. I'm just saying they don't want to make the postseason this season. They want to tank. You know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn Nets want to tank, and Dennis Schroeder is not helping them tank. So them moving Dennis Schroeder made a lot of sense. And Dennis will also bring a lot of things to the Warriors that they need. Primarily his scoring and passing ability. Dennis Schroeder is averaging 18.4 points per game. And he's also averaging his career best 6.6 assists per game. You could just tell he's super comfortable. Well, he was super comfortable in that Brooklyn Nets system. As you know, that Brooklyn Nets team is just filled with a lot of young and role players. They got a lot of young players, a lot of role players. And when you look at their team, Cam Thomas is their best scorer. So right behind Cam Thomas, there was Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Schroeder had the ball a lot in his hands. He controlled that offense a lot of the games. So it makes sense why Dennis Schroeder is averaging 18 points per game and averaging 6 assists. Like, he's had the ball a lot in Brooklyn. He's looked real great. I had a feeling he's going to get traded because, like I said, it was kind of like Mikal Bridges last season. The Brooklyn Nets just had a lot of guys that just had talent, had stuff to prove, like just trying to get somewhere else. So we all know that Dennis Schroeder was probably hoping to go somewhere else in the first place. Another thing that the Golden State Warriors would like to see from Dennis Schroeder this season is that he's shooting his career best from 3. He's shooting 39% from the 3, man. That's very, very efficient for Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is not known to be a 3-point marksman or nothing like that. Like, he's not just a 3-point shooter. He does everything on the floor, but he can definitely shoot the 3 ball. So that adds, some more value to this trade. And last night's post-game interview, Steph Curry talks about the Dennis Schroeder trade. Steph Curry knows that he was involved in making this move happen for Dennis Schroeder, but also he's excited to play alongside someone that's so competitive and someone that can create for himself and also can create offense for his teammates. So you can tell that Steph Curry actually likes this trade. He approved of the trade and he was involved in making the trade. I think they also asked Steph Curry, like, hey man, do you think, this will help you? And Steph Curry said yes. Like, many times, yes, this will definitely help me and the team. Like, when Steph Curry is on the bench, this will help a lot. Like, when Steph Curry is off the court, that's when Dennis Schroeder can control everything. Like I said, they got Podziemski, but he's still a young guard trying to learn. So when you got Steph Curry sitting on the bench, you actually have a veteran guard out there that can control the offense, keep stuff flowing the way it need to flow. And Draymond Green also shared his opinion on the Dennis Schroeder trade, saying he don't think Dennis Schroeder should try to fit in with them, but that the Warriors should try to fit Dennis Schroeder into their offense. And I see where Draymond going when he said that. Like, Draymond basically saying he don't want Dennis Schroeder to come into Golden State, thinking so hard about fitting into their offense when he's already a veteran. He knows how to play basketball. So what they're going to do is they're just going to acclimate his attributes and his play style into their system, because that's what they need. They need him. He don't need, you can say Dennis need him. You can say Dennis need Golden State, but for the most part, Golden State need Dennis. Like, they traded for Dennis for a reason. They wanted him. So I just think to see Draymond and Steph, sign off on this trade so quickly, you can see how bought in they is. Like, they really trying to win. And they've been struggling, you know what I'm saying? They've been struggling, and we all sense that urgency from the front office that, we all knew Mike Dunleavy was going to make a move. And Mike Dunleavy has been doing a very great job since he's been in that, GM role with the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green even, voiced that in that post-game interview last night, saying, he likes, what Mike has been doing for the team. Mike's the same guy that got Buddy Hield, and you see how Buddy Hield has been fitting on this team. And that, I ain't gonna lie, this Warriors team has potential this season. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors had a very great start to this NBA season. They obviously, slowed down, as Steph Curry and others had injuries and stuff like that. But they're making the right necessary moves going forward to, keep winning games. And like I said in my last video about Jimmy Butler, they still can go out there and make a splash for a big star. I'm not gonna say that they, like I said, they could trade Dennis Schroeder if they wanted to. They probably could trade Dennis Schroeder to help them get another, big star. But I'm pretty sure they'll keep Dennis at this point, and they'll probably, like I said, they're still out there hunting for a second star to pair up with Steph Curry. And like I said, that could be a lot of guys. That could be Jimmy Butler. That could be Brandon Ingram. That could be Zach LaVine. You know what I'm saying? Or that could be, a wild card. You know what I'm saying? So I just think this Golden State Warriors, they still got a lot more to go. They still got a lot more that they probably gonna do this trade deadline. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't think they're gonna do a lot. I think they're gonna do a few more moves. I just think if they don't get a Brandon Ingram, if they don't get a Jimmy Butler, they're gonna go after a couple more guys. Like that just the logic. It has to be the logic. If you don't get one big guy, go out there and get you some pieces that can help you going forward. I hope to see the Golden State Warriors go out there and make a splash for Jimmy Butler or Brandon Ingram, but that could be far-fetched. So if they can't get those type of guys, I hope they go out there and get the right role players like they did with Dennis Schroeder. But if you guys haven't watched my last video about, Jimmy Butler probably, most likely going to the Warriors, go tap on that video, man. I dropped a whole video on Jimmy Butler possibly going to the Golden State Warriors last video. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Yeah, man, I just wanted to come drop a video on this Dennis Schroeder move. Me personally, I like the move. When I first seen it, I'm like, okay, like the Warriors cooking. They didn't give up anything. And that's the first thing I look at in trades, is like, what value are you giving out and what value are you getting back? And then this just made sense for both organizations. And there's just a lot that goes into this trade. Like I said, like Steph Curry played Dennis Schroeder, this offseason. Dennis Schroeder played for Germany, and Dennis Schroeder hoops. Like Dennis Schroeder always hoop when he plays USA. And like I said, everybody loves Dennis Schroeder competitive spirit. Draymond Green said he like, Dennis Schroeder competitive spirit. Steph Curry said he like, his competitive spirit. So he's going to fit really nice next to Draymond in that regard. Like, they got another dog on the team, somebody else that, Dennis not scared to get up in your face. Dennis not scared to get up in your head, talk stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dennis not scared to guard the best player on the other team. So, like, I just think this move was great. You can play Dennis off the bench if you want. He's just a true professional. He's going to come in. He's going to get his buckets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is the move to make them, get a chip, but this is definitely a good start. This is definitely a good start, and I would like to see them go out there and make a splash for another legit second option scoring-wise. You do got Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, but maybe you could package those two guys together and get you somebody that can give you another 25 points per game or something like that. You guys let me know down below in the comments what you think the Golden State Warriors should do. Do you think they should go out there and make a big splash for a Brandon Ingram or a Jimmy Butler? Or you think they should take a seat back and just go get more role players? I think either or will be a smart option. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, do me a big favor, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button for free. It's completely free to hit the subscribe button. And also turn on that bell so you'll never miss an upload. It'll notify you every time I upload. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next upload. You dig?